time for the Enough Said lightning round. Always fun. Fortune magazine comes out with its list of world's 50 greatest leaders. Minneapolis Police Chief Janae Harteau made number 22. She is being praised for being a leadership role model. Justin.
Number 22 for her, number 11 for LeBron, number 3 for the Pope, and number 1 for baseball executive Theo Epstein. Do you think the Pope is half full?
What's the problem?
Well, do you think he's half full
it sounds
or
like you're
half empty?
You're ripping this.
Well, the
this
Pope is probably thinking, what else do I have to do?
They're trying to motivate him.
Do you think he uses it as bulletin board material? That's what I was wondering.
He could. I'm not sure.
Or do you think
he
he's too
shouldn't
high?
need bulletin board material.
Well, because some people would say it's an achievement just because of what's happened to Catholicism, that he's top 5. That's good.
You know what? My initial thought was like a lot of people. How do you put Theo Epstein number 1? He's a sports executive. I'm with you. I may be biased because I grew up a Cubs fan, and he finally got to the Billy Goat curse.
108 years.
But you know what? He's one of those guys who I think no matter what job he was in, might be smart enough to either do it well or to surround himself with the people who would make him look good.
Next up.
Pope number 3.
Pope number 3. He's got to work harder.
Chuck Berry was not on the list. Music legend Chuck Berry passed away this week. He was 90 years old. His new album called Chuck will be released in June. Dan.
Well, he's a legend. There's no question about that. And he got very much, the reaction was what you'd expect to a guy who had incredible influence over basically the entire music industry.
Yeah.
We had a drummer on from a local group, and that was one of the best stories for me, is who ended up playing with Chuck Berry in his band because Chuck didn't always want to bring other people.
He never did.
And what was the great story?
He wanted to keep costs down.
Chuck wanted to be sure that the kid got paid.
17 years old.
17 years old, and basically took him in and
to the promoter.
And basically pointed a gun at the promoter and said, "You're going to pay this kid."
Exactly.
Because otherwise he ain't going to get his money.
He did that all over the place.
Apparently that was his modus operandi.
Justin,
very cool.
The Wild still haven't clinched the 5th consecutive trip to the playoffs. What do you think?
They will. It's not going quite as well. I know. I'm going out on that limb.
Yeah,
you don't have to join me out here. It's blustery out here now. A couple of weeks ago, it wasn't very blustery. The only thing I can come up with, and now this is a theory that's been advanced, I do think they look like a tired team. The game they played last night.
Well, the coach sounded tired.
Yes.
Talking about how tired the team was.
That bye week we talked about that then compressed the schedule for whatever the reason that has screwed with them.
They got a problem.
You think it's more than just tired?
Blackhawks are better.
Well, that's a whole other issue.
That's the problem.
That ain't a lightning round topic.
Operates Sears says the chain is on the verge of going out of business. Dan.
End of an era for some of us. I mean, that was the department store that some of us grew up with. That's where you got everything, where you got clothes, where you got all my power tools, you and me.
Oh, yeah.
Very handy
for sure.
Tools.
To this day, that's where we get them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Feed bag, whatever the case may be, and it's. I went into one the other day, and I could see why. It was scary how disastrously poorly it was run.
Did you really used to put on your Sunday best and go to Sears?
Yes.
Or is that just a cliche? Sunday best, Lori, is that
true?
Totally
true.
I remember
get your nice clothes on and go to the Sears?
Skeleton of their
Easter dresses into
Sears.
Sears.
Easter dresses.
Yeah.
We got to keep going. We could see dozens of new emojis on our phones soon, including rock climbers, zombies. They still need final approval. Which ones do you guys use the most, Justin?
It won't be rock climber. I can promise you that. I definitely won't use that one. I receive the angry face emoji most of the time from my wife, who's at home with the 2 kids under 2. The one that's got the red face and the furrowed brow, or sometimes the devil. I get that one a lot. I typically just do the smiling emoji with the sunglasses because I'm not there.
Well, I want to know who's on the panel, though. Who gets to decide what emojis pass muster?
Good call.
We have to get to this one. It's really sad when people are concerned about Wonder Woman's armpit hair. The trailer came out for the new movie. Controversy that she's flawless, discolored. I mean, really, guys? Really?
It's sad.
You said it.
It's a comic book character, and there are people who decide that she must be a certain, I guess, definition of what a woman is.
Well, guys like you can't handle liberated
women.
women.
An armpit that is not that has hair on it, I guess. I don't know.
If guys like you could handle liberated women, we wouldn't be in this problem.
I dare say more women would be bothered by that idea
for
than
sure.
men. I don't even think it's close.
That she would look like that?
We talked about woman-on-woman crime.